So my piece is called Byrd Transubstantiated, and is based on the very, very famous Byrd setting of Ave Verum Corpus, which was published in a set that he had the charter for in the early 1600s. And then soon after it was published, we had the gunpowder plot happen. And so Catholics came under suspicion once again. And actually at one point, the book was banned. So today this piece is so famous, the Ave Verum Corpus, but it has this tumultuous religious and political history. In a way, the original Byrd piece, it's so famous today that it almost speaks for itself. You know, it doesn't really need me to be the speaker for it in today's world. But I think I was so taken with trying to understand what was going through Byrd's mind when he wrote compositions like this, when he is having to balance his sort of the political favor that he enjoyed, particularly in the Elizabethan court, and these Anglican monarchs who are his patrons, with his own private Catholic faith. So I wondered, with this piece, could we see evidence of the Catholic sentiment in the music itself, in the way that he has said it? And could I reimagine a world in which Byrd's faith is allowed to ring true? This kind of work is quite different, I would say, my approach, than when I'm creating something that's I would say more in the original realm. I was describing it to one of the singers as my Byrd fanfic, basically my Byrd fan fiction, this piece, because I've just tried to play like a humble homage to what is truly there. I haven't really tried to put my voice too much into it. So this was for me a very interesting learning experience, but I actually felt a lot of, I resonated a lot with what Byrd might have been feeling, perhaps because as a Hindu working in often sacred choral spaces, a lot of it is a little bit unfamiliar to me or a little bit new to me. So I sometimes I'm constantly kind of on a learning curve with the religious aspect of it. First, I began by kind of highlighting moments in either the text setting or the musical approach that I really felt kind of embody that Catholic sentiment. In Byrd's version, they're quite subtle, so there are moments of melisma, which is when you have more than one note per syllable of text, and there are some really lovely moments on that. So I kind of analyzed it, wondering, which words did he choose to do that on? Does that give some special meaning to those words? Another aspect that really defines this piece in modern times is the relationship between the F sharp, which is the leading tone in the tonic of G, and the F natural. The second and third chord of the original piece literally have that F sharp and F natural right next to each other. So I tried to elongate that moment. Maybe that's a moment of tension, or maybe that's a moment of the faith coming out. You can kind of interpret it in a couple of ways. But I took these really specific moments from the Byrd's original piece to hopefully just amplify the sentiment that I believe is already there. In today's world, where we do have a lot of religious persecution still happening, what Byrd was going through is something that still very much resonates with where we are today in 2023. And so this is not old music to me. This is very, very contemporary music about contemporary issues.